All right, you want to talk about nicknames, man?
Sure.
Okay. Are yours in any particular order? Mine really aren't in an order, but
Not really.
yeah.
Not really. Go ahead. I'll let you start off.
Okay. So me and Duane were kind of like, what should we talk about? And usually we leave the podcast on Mondays and don't really come up with anything. And then, you know, the day before, actually, to this week, I don't know, was it Friday? Maybe you said, what about
Well, I
talking?
thought about it like on Wednesday, and I was going to
Yeah.
text you, and I kept forgetting. And I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I got to text him so we don't forget.
Yeah, so we usually don't come up with something right away. It's usually semi last minute. This one wasn't really last minute, although we came up with our list probably last minute. But top 5 driver nicknames. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I know we've talked about driver nicknames in the past, but I guess I don't think we've ever put together a list. So
No, I'm 99% sure we never have.
one of my favorites, and the first one I'm going to rattle off. And it's probably be interesting because I grew up in the late model side of the world. Duane grew up in the open wheel side of the world. So when it comes to late model driver nicknames, like that's what I grew up with. So it'll be interesting to see our list. But my first one, probably one of my one of my favorite ever.
Your favoritist?
My favoritist. See if you can guess. I don't know if you'll know this. You should. The Southern Gentleman.
Oh, I do know, but
Freddie Smith.
yes, Freddie Smith.
Yes,
Yes.
he is one of my the Southern Gentleman nickname is obviously one of my, like I said, one of my favorites ever. I didn't get to see Freddie race a whole lot. He was, on his closing days when I was going to the races at finally, because it was always he only came up here for the World and the Dream, and I didn't get to go to those as a kid because it was inappropriate for children to be at those kind of races.
Right.
Kid, but if you're a dirt racing fan at all, you recognize the blue and orange bazooka cars.
Well, and I knew Southern Gentleman was Freddie Smith, but I was trying to think. I was going to say Clint Smith, but I knew it was Freddie Smith because I knew it was 00.
Yeah, so that's mine. My first one.
I actually got to see him race a few times, and seemed like he's very well liked racer when he was racing.
Yep, and I like the nickname because it's classy too.
Yep.
And he seemed like he was always kind of the classy kind of driver. So.
All right. Well, I'll go with one. I mean, a lot of mine are more modern than old school. Some of them are old school, like this one. One of my first ones, I'll say the Ripper, Rip Williams.
Rip Williams, yeah.
Yeah, from California. I mean, for some reason, I think it was like 1990, 91, the first time I seen him, and just it was fun. The Ripper. I mean, I don't know. That just seemed cool. And Rip Williams, and he definitely knew how to rip around the track if you ever seen him race too. So cool. That's definitely one of mine.
Yeah. My next one, going late model again. And it's modern, but it's also old because he's still racing. Scrub, Rick Eckert.
Well, there you go.
He was given that, I guess, because he was kind of a small baby, I think, and kind of always a small, spindly kid, I think, was kind of the backstory of it. But it stuck with him for all these years, and simple, plain, it's unique. So Scrub has always been a good one for me.
Well, my next one, I'll just get it out of the way because it's one of my favoriteest, Elliott, even though it's very modern. The guy won last week. The high side tickler, Kyle Strickland. God. I love that. I mean,
I never cared for that. It is nothing against the tickler. I mean,
I love it. High side tickler. He's tickling the fence, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jason Fager is the high side hustler, which I don't find that one, but
yeah. I don't know. The high side tickler just has a better ring to it than the high side hustler, Jason Fager. The high side tickler, Kyle Strickler, just kind of.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one. The high side tickler. It is what it is. It's unique, that's for sure. Hey, part of my criteria was maybe unique, but and it's fitting. That's the other side of things.
All right. Well, what's your next one?
My next one, it's kind of a tried and true, been around. He is going to compete in his 48th and final season this year. He's a sprint car driver, the Wild Child, Jack Cottonshield, because it's fitting and it's super fitting. And I don't know, as a kid, nothing I want to say nothing, but one of the things that always sticks out in my mind was Johnny Gibson on the call when Jack Cottonshield would hit Eldora Speedway for qualifying, and 40, 50 cars there, whatever it was, but the loudest cheer every time he hit the track. And qualifying at Eldora, right? There's only one car on the track. And you just hear the engine flying down the back stretch, and the wild child, Jack Cottonshield, and everyone went nuts. Everyone loved Jack. One that's always stuck out. And to me, the original, I know we got some other drivers that are now called the wild child. I'm sorry. It's still Jack.
Yeah. And that was one of them I had down. I mean, it wasn't in my top 5, but I had down. And you're right. Even back to the Terry Baldwin days or any announcer. I mean, just when they say it, I mean, yeah, it worked out. It just kind of, worked out. And like I said, still does. So, definitely. I mean, in hell, he just look at all the wild child shirts, stuff too. So, yeah, for sure. Found out.
Your next one.
All right. My next one. A lot of people listening probably never even heard of this guy, but it always stuck with me. He was a sprint car driver, raced at Knoxville. I mean, I started going to Knoxville Nationals in 1990, so he was racing a lot in the 90s and that. But the magician, Jeff Matrician. That always stuck with me. Always, it's kind of one of those
matrician. It's like it's a magician, matrician. Yeah.
Yeah, the magician, Jeff Matrician. That always stuck with me. I go there. I was like, man, I can't wait till he goes out to qualify. I mean, he was. I mean, I think he ran more 360 stuff or won more 360 stuff than he did 410s. But I don't know. It just always stuck, and it was always cool. And to me, it was just I don't know. It was just one of those catchy names that just always stuck.
Yeah, it's a unique one. I've never heard that before. So it's as
fun. I mean, a lot of people's probably never heard of it. It's not. He's definitely not the most popular guy, and hopefully some of our listeners know who he is. And I don't know, that just always stuck because I always thought that'd be a cool shirt. I never did see a shirt because I was like, man, I'd always be a cool shirt to get. But yeah, the magician, Jeff Matrician.
Like at the end of was it not Days of Thunder, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Magic Man.
Yeah, Magic Man. Magic Man.
El Diablo. It's like a fighting chicken.
Yeah.
All right. My next is another retro late model nickname, the Kentucky Colonel. Do you know who that is?
Oh, Steve Francis.
Steve Francis, yes. Another one of those kind of in the 90s, it was kind of his heyday. I remember, watching him, Stars races especially, right? The Star Series was the thing. And just another one of those kind of classier, type of nicknames. And, Daryl Lanigan's the Bluegrass Bandit, which is a little more bluegrassy. If you ask me, the Kentucky Colonel is a little more, a little more high end, a little more classy, in my opinion. So another one that's always stuck out. I've always appreciated.
Well, my next one, I know you're probably going to give me crap, but it's a late model one.
Oh.
But it's, to me, you got to include it. I mean, the problem is the guy's got like 5 nicknames. Mm-hmm. This one always stuck out the best to me. The Voodoo Child, Scott Bloomquist. Wow.
So that was the problem I had with the Bloomer names was there's a few of them.
Yes, the Voodoo Child's my best one. I think of that. My favoriteest, Elliott.
I got a list here we can talk about too, but on that list is also Black Sunshine.
Yep.
Which is okay. It's definitely Bloomer related, but the one for him I like the most, the Dirt Tracks Dominator.
Yeah.
That is up until 2020 anyhow. That was Bloomquist.
Oh yeah, for sure. Without a doubt.
So my 5th and final, and it's kind of like the topper, the name of all nicknames. You can't do any better. What do you think it is?
I think you're gonna say, "Can he do it, Jack Hewitt?"
No, the King.
Oh.
Steve Kinser.
Oh.
Was it 620 World of Outlaw Championship? 16? How many?
Yeah, 20.
20. I mean, just
20 sprint car champ. Was 20 Outlaws because he had
I can't remember. See,
He had like an NST or whatever too. So
oh yeah,
it might have been 20-time Outlaws. Hell, but yeah,
the King. It's just hard to top it. You know, I just, there's not much more to say. That means you're the top dog in my book. Richard Petty's also the king, and I think it's fitting too. But when it comes to dirt track racing and sprint cars, especially, you say the king, everyone knows it's Steve Kinser.
That's true. Well, my fifth one's another one. It's sprint car related, but again, it's probably not the most popular guy whatsoever, but I think it's fitting. And guy's a good racer, races a lot of 360 stuff. The Crawl Daddy, Tim Crowley.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I forgot about that one. That is a good one. Yeah, when it comes to that Tennessee, Arkansas area.
Yeah, Louisiana. Yeah, the Crawl Daddy, Tim Crowley. And he runs the Chili Bowl every year and stuff too. So that's just seems like a cool guy. I've actually talked to him a couple times. Just, I mean, not that we know who in the hell each other are by any means, but just passing and that, and super cool guy. And just to hear him talk, he definitely is a Crawl Daddy. Yeah, I mean, he's got southern part down really well.